Okay, seriously, I'm pretty sure like in every single one of my videos I've made up at least a few terms that don't actually exist, but that's how I describe things. I just make things up as I go because I don't even know what I'm saying half the time. Hey guys, what's up? It's Caitlin here and welcome back to my channel. So first of all, happy spring. You know, spring might be my favorite season of the year just because all the flowers are coming out and also birthday month is in spring, so kind of biased here. But it's a beautiful time of the year, so I decided of course we're gonna do DIY decorations, okay? Like, no question about it. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna show you some really simple DIYs I did using materials that I found at the Dollar Tree. So all the stuff is very doable, very affordable. If you're new here, don't be shy. Feel free to click that subscribe button and join the fam. I do DIY videos every single week and it'd be amazing to have you here. And without further ado, let's get started. So we're gonna start off with some newspaper-esque eggs. What did I just say? Okay, so your girl went to Pinterest and of course I made like a mood board, all that stuff, and I found some really cute eggs that kind of look like they had like the newspaper stuff on them, so I was like, of course I gotta do that. So I just got a bunch of like cheap $1 plastic eggs from the Dollar Tree, and then I just like basically stole a bunch of like quotes off of this website and then like put them into a Google Doc and then changed them all to like typewriter font, and then I printed out like 5 pages of it, cut it all out. You know, honestly, quick side story here, I was actually considering like cutting up a real book for this, but then I realized that is actually very unnecessary and I don't have to ruin a good book just for a DIY. So I cut up the piece of papers into strips. I saved some of the outside margins just as like extra paper, and once I had that I just took some Mod Podge and basically paper mached one strip at a time onto the thing. So it took a lot of patience. You just need to like slap it in the Mod Podge, slap it on your egg, just rub around. It's very messy, by the way, so if you're worried about clean hands, rest in peace to the clean hands, because that's not gonna happen. You just like spread around for a bunch of times until the egg is fully covered, and then I took a toothpick, stabbed it into one of the holes, and then put it into cardboard to let it dry, which was a very weird method of doing it, but it worked, so that's totally fine. And once they're all dried, honestly, they look so aesthetic. It looks like straight out of Pinterest, which was the goal. So these are very aesthetic and I'm actually going to use them in a later DIY. You could also just display them around the house or wherever. It looks very springy, very aesthetic-y, so definitely something that we're going for here. Number 2, and this is kind of like the showstopper of the whole video because this is kind of where, I don't know, I feel this is definitely my favorite one. So I just took some like this foam board that I had. You can also just use cardboard, and I hand drew. Yeah, I didn't really measure. I'm not really about measuring, to be honest. I just kind of like eyeballed it. So I just eyeballed a big circle and then a circle within that, took an X-Acto knife and just cut it out. It was not perfect for sure, but you know what? It's totally fine, doesn't really matter. And then I took some twigs, broke them up. I also took some Dollar Tree flowers and just like popped all the flowers off of the stems, and also some ivy leaves, which I cut up into pieces. And then I took my hot glue gun, and this girl, she started kind of like collaging everything together. So I started off with the branches, just twig by twig, just hot glued it all around in the circle. Then I also took the ivy leaves, just smacked them all on there, try to cover up the foam board as much as possible. And then I left one like section of the circle for all the flowers, which I put together. You could also just like spread them out however you want. This was honestly really fun. And I took some newspaper eggs that I made previously and I just slapped them all on there and it came together, and honestly it looks very springish. Kind of like something you would find from like, I don't know why it gives me like Cinderella vibes. Maybe it's the blue flowers, but something about it makes it look a lot like Cinderella for some reason. It looks really cute and definitely a fun way to spring things up a little. And last but not least, we're gonna do this super simple mason jar DIY. I kind of just bought like 3 mason jars from the Dollar Tree, and I thought like clear transparentness of the jars is really cute, so I don't want to ruin that. So I just took some blue tape, sectioned off like the bottom, and that's just the part that I'm gonna paint. I didn't want to paint the whole thing because I thought honestly it was kind of aesthetic to have at least part of the mason jar be transparent. So I mixed some white acrylic paint with a little bit of red to create a really cute pink color, and then I just went ahead and painted the bottoms of the mason jars, and then of course I had to do multiple layers because it never works with one. I don't know why, it just never totally works. So I just did more than 1 layer until it's nice and cute. Took some more Dollar Tree flowers, just stuck them in there, and then you can just put them wherever you want, and this is probably the easiest one of all of them. So very aesthetic, very cute. That is what we are going for. Alright, and here are the results. I only did 3 DIYs, but honestly, they were a lot of fun, super easy, so you should definitely try them. Guys, so that is it for the spring DIY video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you guys have an amazing start to your spring season, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!